Howdy, all. Professor Parks, PhD here. And I was in the middle of counting eclipse glasses. This is an eclipse, total solar eclipse of the sun, on April 8th, in case you didn't know. Well, anyway, I was going through counting my eclipse glasses, and I decided, fuck it, I will make a self-indulgent video again about mental health, or at least my mental health. The topic du jour is downward spirals. So one of the things that I've dealt with is you have I believe as the experts say, an inciting incident. You have something that happens to you. Lose a job, someone dies, someone gives you a dirty look on the subway, these types of things. And it sends you into a depression. Now, for me, the spiral starts in that way I was raised. Mental illness didn't exist. It's simply a character flaw. That if you cannot handle an inciting incident, as it were, at least not in the proper manly way, then, you're defective. You are broken in some way. That you need to fucking get over yourself and just soldier on. And what comes to mind is my mother was a huge fan of John Wayne, and one of her favorite movies, and actually one of mine too, is Rio Bravo, if I'm remembering this right. It's actually, there are two of them, two movies. Basically, the plot is the same. The actors aren't. This is the one with, he's part of the Rat Pack, not Sinatra, Dean Martin. Anyway, Dean Martin's alcoholic. And so in order to fix that alcoholism, all that needed to happen was John Wayne to smack him around a little bit, stick him in a cell for overnight, and then, poof, he no longer was drinking whiskey anymore. He was drinking beer because, beer don't count when you're an alcoholic. So, anyway, given that kind of upbringing, the voice in my head basically says when I start to feel shitty about some kind of impetus, that voice basically says, "What the fuck are you feeling shitty? Man up. This is you are not supposed to feeling you. If you feel this way, then you are a wuss. Basically, you're not a man." And which makes me feel shittier, and so that spirals down. I then look at the inciting incident through even more distorted glasses, and take an even greater negative interpretation of that, which then comes, and then the next thought is, oh, so not only are you a wuss, but you're a fucking idiot, because you think this way, and objectively you're not thinking objectively, but whatever, and so forth and so forth and so forth. That's one of the ways that I fall down the metaphorical well that I've talked about in other streams. Now, I'm trying to stop that today, trying to beat that cycle. And then one of the ways that I've done this in the past-ish kind of is I've recognized that feeling shitty, no matter what the reason is valid. Doesn't matter if it's someone who died, or if it's because of someone giving you a dirty look on the subway. What you feel is what you feel. That's basically, that's your biology. That's how you're raised. That's just who you are. And it's valid. And there's no shame in feeling shitty about something that happens in your life. So what I'm trying to tell myself is that just because this has happened and I'm interpreting it in a certain way that is making me feel like shit, while that emotion of feeling like shit is valid, I don't need to take it any further than that. I don't need to I don't need to get down on myself for feeling this way. I don't need to continue to analyze the situation in order to, to make myself feel better. Because if I keep analyzing the situation, my brain is wired such that I will continue to find the negatives of it. I can see some positives, but that's not how it works. Best for me to stop it like I stop smoking cold turkey. Just stop fucking thinking about it until I know that I'm in a better place emotionally. I'm quote unquote stable and can think of it more objectively and more productively. But so I don't know if any of you out there have dealt with this kind of lovely spiraling due to judging oneself or having certain emotional responses. Then my advice, completely unsolicited, is just understand that those feelings are valid, and there's really, I would say, no need to judge yourself in that way. But I don't want to I try not to put pressure on myself by using such words as need or supposed to or should. Just it's valid to feel. And, for me, the best way to break that spiral is to distract yourself, preferably distract yourself in a healthy way, in a productive way that feels good. Take a walk. Count eclipse glasses. Not that that's really a thrilling thing that I like to do, but it's got to get done. Yeah. Oh, and a note for those of you out there who feel like you need to judge somebody for feeling anything. You can go fuck yourself. And not that I want you to feel bad, but it's that kind of bullshit, that kind of judgment of how other people are feeling, which led to mental health stigma. It led to the idea that women are hysterical and overly emotional because, hey, they allow themselves to feel openly. Doesn't mean that someone who feels openly is weaker, more irrational, less capable. It just means they feel openly. That's all the fuck it means. That's it. So yeah, if you feel that you need to judge someone because they feel openly, or they feel an emotion that you feel is overblown to a situation, be that depression, be that anger, be that happiness, keep that shit to yourself. I think, if it becomes dysfunctional, particularly in terms of anger, particularly if it becomes violent, then, I would approach it in this way of, dude, you're going off the handle. You're feeling emotions openly is harming others. You might want to, at the very least, isolate your ass when that happens. Leave. And preferably actually talk to somebody about it. But, feeling, I have learned, I am telling myself that feeling is not shameful. That is not a negative reflection on my core personality. It's just who I am based on biology, based on my upbringing. And if I were to feel shame about anything, it's if I didn't recognize this, and I did not recognize that feeling this way, behaving in this manner, putting out self-indulgent videos like this was not valid, was not a good thing to do. And I hope if there's anyone out there listening to this, watching this, that you would feel the same way. That you, or if you don't, then I really hope that you start to. All right. The risk of repeating myself, I will I'll sign off and let you all have a good day. And thank you for watching. So with that, peace out, clear skies.